Hello and welcome to the September 2025 Cards of the Magi reading. And just taking a quick glance here, we've got three nines in some prominent positions here. We've also got the King of Hearts, the person who is indicating basically success in terms of love and charm. We've got the Queen of Clubs here too, which is indicative of checking in with your intuition. And we've got a couple of sevens here that are indicating support for spiritual expansion and studies. My name is Chloe Pedalino, and I am an energy therapist. Thank you so much for being here today, and I hope that you get some benefit from this reading. I do love hearing about your experiences and what shows up for you in these readings, so please leave some comments below. Without further ado, let's get in to figure out what is going to go on for us this September 2025. So to start here, we have the King of Hearts, and this is in what's called the long range position, meaning that this is something that's going to be a benefit for you this month, and also someone or something that this card represents you could end up with by the end of this month. So the King of Hearts is really talking about a person who rules through the power of love. Now, of course, when we have power, which comes with the mastery cards of kings, we also want to be careful not to abuse that power. This power through love and charm indicates that you can apply this to social situations, personal relationships, and your professional life, and it can bring you success. So tap into your charm this month and your emotional mastery this month in order to glean those rewards in terms of business success. It also can indicate that you have strong feelings and are able to really influence others this month. So, again, be cautious of the power that you have, but understand that this is really a tool that you have this month. Now, other interpretations of the King of Hearts in this long range position can also indicate, if you're a woman, it can indicate really some big satisfaction in love and sexual relations during this month. And if you're a guy and you're a father, then it can indicate that you are spending a lot of time this month of September focusing on your role as a father. Now we scoot over here and we have the Two of Clubs, and the Two of Clubs is in what's called the Pluto position. We always read the Pluto position here in conjunction with the result card, which is the Queen of Clubs. So we will read these together. But to start, we have the Two of Clubs here. Now, the Two of Clubs is all about communication. There's going to be highlights about communication this month. It's indicating that one of your goals this month is actually to focus on communication, to have successful communication, both in your personal relationships and in your business or professional relationships. This card is especially supporting this if you are already involved with the communication field or wanting to develop that as part of your business. You also could be wanting to share ideas with others. You're going to be wanting to practice communication during this month of September, and you're going to be having a lot of conversations. Now, on the low side of the Two of Clubs can indicate fear. And so it could be that something is coming up in terms of your communications that's showing you areas that you might be fearful of. It could show you behaviors, communication patterns that are coming up that you're showing based in fear that you have. So this could show up as like you not being as direct or assertive about your needs and about your desires, for example, because you're fearful that you'll push people away. It could show up that you're fearful basically of losing certain relationships if you vocalize, if you say what you need to say. And so that could be coming up as highlights for you during this month. It also can indicate that you could potentially have some short trips coming up, and that could also be going on here. So this card is basically saying, watch out for fear-based communication. You're going to be learning more about your own communication style of that this month, but also you're really going to be encouraged and you're going to have a lot of desire to communicate effectively. And if you pay attention to those things, you can be very successful. Now, as we scoot over to the Queen of Clubs, understanding these two cards together, the Queen of Clubs is in the result position. Result position indicates what you are going to achieve and be by the end of this month, or something that you're going to be focusing on throughout this month. And the Queen of Clubs is the card that is known as the card of intuition. She is very connected to herself and her inner knowing. She feels strong in her sense of self and her own self direction, her own compass that comes through her intuition. This card indicates that you're going to even develop stronger connection to your inner self, stronger connection to your intuition. And it's indicating that there's going to be success if you're using your mind in a way that is of service to others. And when I'm saying using your mind, this can be considered things like writing. Again, communications are going to be supported here. It could also be publishing, it could be teaching, those sorts of things. So, this is really supported this month. Again, with this communication card that's coming up with the Two of Clubs here, there's a connection there. So pay attention to your ability to communicate this month and tune into your intuition. And it indicates actually follow that in terms of your communication. This Queen of Clubs also indicates that you could have spiritual advancement this month of September, that you could have new spiritual insights, that you're getting or gaining or somehow new spiritual awareness and higher knowledge is coming into your life during this month of September. And it's going to help you with guidance in terms of moving forward. So that's a beautiful Queen of Clubs that we have there. Now, the Queen of Clubs affirmation for this month is I achieve more intuition and success. By applying knowledge in a service capacity, I receive divine knowledge. So, this is really a powerful result card we have here. And this is a great affirmation to write down for this month to help achieve this. Now, I forgot to mention the Two of Club affirmation, so I'll just indicate that here. And that affirmation is I communicate clearly and effectively. I am learning to face my deepest fears. So we've got some great transformation cards here coming up for this month of September. Now we scoot up to the Seven of Clubs. Now, the Seven of Clubs talks again about benefits through spiritual knowledge and exposure to spiritual information. The Seven of Clubs is what's in the environment position. And it is really a big card. Sevens are about spirituality and clubs are about the mind. So really it's indicating that this is like the flavor of the month. This is how things are going to feel overall, and it's going to feel spiritual for those who are interested in pursuing that kind of path. So it's bringing us deeper into ourself, understanding ourselves. It's a great time to, for example, join a workshop or a class or attend a retreat to read a new book, is something like this that really can expand your spiritual awareness and expose you to higher levels of knowledge. This card indicates be open to what information comes your way through whatever means, and perhaps sign up for something that you've been considering or thinking about, but wondering when the best time is. You're really supported with spiritual advancement this month. So I do encourage you to get out there and do that. Now we come down here to the Nine of Hearts, followed by the Five of Hearts. And this is in what's called the Mercury position. These energies are usually pretty fleeting and pretty quick. The Nine of Hearts and Nines are about endings. In this position, it's indicating that there can be some disappointment related to somebody in your life, a loved one or a friend, or even just a colleague. The disappointment could come through you misjudging the situation or the person, or having expectations that others aren't meeting is a potential. It also can indicate that you're disappointed because you kind of made some outreach or interactions that have fallen kind of flat, which taps into basically maybe it's hitting again this Two of Clubs over here, this a fear of being liked, of not being liked rather, or being rejected that could be coming up for you during this month of September. This is not a good influence, by the way, for gambling. So recommend against that. And there's another card that comes up in here too that also recommends avoiding gambling or short kind of risky situations for finances this month. So recommend that you do not pursue those sorts of things. This Nine of Hearts, though, also can indicate kind of a loss of money as potential related to that disappointment through a friend. Um, so there could be some heartache. There could be a little bit of challenge. But ultimately, if there are challenges that are coming up in your relationships or disappointments, etc., they ultimately are going to help you grow in some sort of way, help you to mature in your interpersonal relationships in some sort of way, something like that. Below, we have the Five of Hearts. Now, the Five of Hearts is indicating also a change in love. Fives are about changes. So, this card can indicate, again, things are happening quickly in this Mercury position. So, it could indicate that there are sudden changes in your feelings or sudden changes in your connection with loved ones. Perhaps you're going on a trip or you are leaving them for some reason, for some travel kind of thing. And the separation may feel difficult actually during this month of September. You can have a fickleness kind of around your relationships and such. But on the other side, changes in love, if you're single, for example, could indicate that you actually meet somebody new or and might meet a new romantic partner. The Five of Clubs is a social influence, and it is indicating that you could meet new people and like you're supported in meeting new people during this month of September. So get yourself out there and get exposed to other people. And maybe that can help combat any disappointments that you have in your existing relationships or any kind of breakups or endings that may happen in your existing relationships. It's encouraging you to move forward with these changes. Also, maybe to get yourself out there could help manage some disappointment in existing relationships and have some new ones come in. Next, we go over to the Nine of Clubs and the 10 of Hearts. The Nine of Clubs and the 10 of Hearts is in what's called the Venus position here. And the Nine of Clubs can be endings. Again, we've had this Nine of Hearts, Nine of Clubs, and Nine of Spades, some big nines in these prominent top row positions here. Now, the Nine of Clubs, nines in general indicate endings, especially on the mundane plane, but they usually indicate growth on the higher planes. And as we know, when we have endings in certain situations, that opens us up to new beginnings. So the Nine of Clubs here is also talking about additional disappointments that could come in friendships or loving relationships. This could indicate that there's some disloyalty potentially, some betrayal possibly could be coming up, or some friendships that are not cooperative, things aren't getting along. So this can be kind of challenging here, indicating again some disappointments in other people. But what this really indicates then is that we need to look at our own expectations in terms of what we are hoping to get out of our relationships with other people. And this card asks us really to go higher, to adopt a more universal love perspective. Everybody is trying to do the best they can. We are living in highly unprecedented and very chaotic times, and everybody is doing really their best to manage as best as they can. So watch your expectations of other people. Try to take more of a higher love approach, a compassionate approach in your relationships this month of September. And that's going to bode well for you and give you some protection against being, super disappointed or having those lower vibration experiences. Below that, we have the 10 of Hearts, which is a very supportive and strong card here. So this indicates that this can kind of offset any challenges that come up with that Nine of Clubs. It indicates that you're going to actually that there are success in matters relating to the heart, and indicates you could have some great personal, social, or romantic encounters this month. This card is also indicating positive relationships with women. Anything in the Venus position is often specifically related to women. So this Nine of Clubs with disappointment may specifically speak more so to relationships with women in your life during this period of time. But it's also saying you've got support there. So I think it's saying, give people the benefit of the doubt, give people a little bit of compassion this month. If plans cancel or people don't show up in the way that you want them to, understand that everybody's got a lot going on. But also, the 10 of Hearts here is indicating that there is desire to get out, so and be social this month. And that's okay. And it's a desire to get your kind of affectional needs met, which might indicate that you do some one-on-one experiences with your friends, or you're going to some more parties or larger events. 10 of Hearts is a big love card basically, but it's big. It's a social card as it's a 10. And so there's definitely some social encouragement here during this month of September. As we scoot over here, we've got the Three of Spades. and the Ace of Clubs in what is called the Mars position. Now, Mars positions are often related to relationships with men, and it also has some indications for any legal issues you've got going on. So, the Three of Spades here is a highly creative card, but on the low side, it can indicate indecision. So, it might indicate that there's some kind of undecided matter related to your work. Potentially, maybe you're working more than one job at once or you have more than one project at once. It could say that you're getting a little overwhelmed by that, but also it's saying that put that energy towards it because you're supported. Mars is where we put energy towards. It's where we have that oomph behind us. And so it's indicating we have that oomph behind us related to projects, but you might be working multiple projects at once. So just watch out for that and take good care self care during this month so that you don't burn yourself out by too many projects. The Three of Spades in this Mars position is indicating this is not a great time for legal issues. In fact, a lot of doubts could be coming up right now, and there could be a lot of unsettled issues that are coming up in terms of legal situations. So, potentially, going back and doing a little bit more research or holding off if you can at this time might be indicated. But trust your own intuition related to this. I am not giving any legal advice specifically. Below that, we have the Ace of Clubs, and aces are a big desire. They're initiatory energy, and clubs is about the mind. This is indicating that you are going to actually be on a quest for more knowledge related to self improvement in some ways. And you're really putting a lot of power and energy and effort into this desire for more information. Now, related to this card above, the Three of Spades, if it's related to legal issues, sure, you might need to be actually getting some more information. And maybe that's the thing that you're putting a lot of energy and effort towards in terms of new information. Now, if no legal's not related to you, and it's just in general, it's talking about this desire and this aggressive pursuit of new information, specifically related to metaphysical knowledge, um, that's going to bring you great rewards. It might be something specific that you're looking for, but in general, it's indicating that any metaphysical study is supported at this time. This card in this position also can indicate that you're possibly beginning new projects. Again, it's aces are about new, and the clubs are about mental. And so it could be that you're starting new projects. It could be related to jobs that are related to communication type of thing, publishing or teaching. There's energy and effort towards those types of endeavors during this month of September. As we scoot over, we have the Five of Clubs and the Three of Clubs. And now this is in the Jupiter position. Look at this whole row here. We've got the 3, the 5, the 2, and the 7, all of the club suit, which is the suit of the mind and thinking. The fives here, fives are indicated of changes. Clubs are of the mind. In this position, and Jupiter is really the position we're talking about finances and money and blessings. The Five of Clubs here is indicating this could be actually a positive time. The energy is supporting you in terms of changing up work situations or professions. You might be going and moving into new ones that give you greater senses of freedoms and gives you better return in terms of financial return, more money coming back to you. This possibly could be indicating a business trip that you're going on, and it also indicates you might have changes in the way you're doing marketing or sales, or just in general. It's encouraging you to switch it up a little bit about how you're getting the word out about what business you're doing or what, offerings that you have, things like that. It's really encouraging you. Now, these might be some unexpected changes, but if you do encounter unexpected changes during this month of September, especially related to projects or business or marketing in some ways, you are supported in these changes. So do not resist those. Anything in this Jupiter position is saying that this is going to be a blessing for you. Okay. So changes in anything you're doing in the month of September is saying good for you. You're going to be blessed in those changes. You're going to be supported and you're going to get more financial rewarding gains as a result of those changes. So this is encouraging you to do so. What kind of changes are we talking about? Do we want more information about that? Sure. We've got the Three of Clubs below. Threes are highly creative cards. So it's telling you to get creative there and telling you that you're going to have more financial success, the more creative you are. The Three of Clubs is also known as the writer's card. So anything related to writing or, like creative writing or marketing and sales, just like we said above, anything like that is going to be supportive here. On the low side of the three can be indecision and worry. And that can be indecision and worry related to the business stuff. So that, this picture could be like, oh my gosh, I'm not sure which way to go. Do I stay with the old? Do I go with the new? What's my path forward? Well, this is indicating your path forward is going with the new. The new is going to be the way that you are going to have greater success. And the Three of Clubs is saying you might have multiple opportunities to switch things up, and you might have multiple opportunities at one given time, but you're supported in trying out the various avenues and the various options. So give those a whirl, and you will be supported during this month of September in pursuing those. As we scoot over to the 10 of clubs and the Queen of Spades, this is in what's called the Saturn period. Saturn is where we have a lot of lessons and need to learn things. We've got a 10 of clubs there, though, that is very powerful and very supportive card in this position, meaning that you're pretty protected, actually, from the lessons. Might make it a little smoother this month. Um, this 10 of clubs is saying that you're able to overcome things that are not ideal circumstances or undesirable. You're going to have some great self control this month to really overcome anything that you don't desire in terms of your circumstances. And you're also going to have a pretty strong influence based on your knowledge and based on your wisdom this month. If you have natural healing abilities, those are really supported in September. So you could definitely have success in those, as well as anything in the mental fields. 10 of clubs is, a level of accomplishment in terms of the mental fields. So it's saying you're going to have success in the mental fields, but because it is a 10 and it's in the Saturn period, it's indicating that you might have to put some effort in and there might be a bit of hard work. But if you do put that effort in, you're going to have success. Below of that, we have the Queen of Spades, and she is the card of self mastery. So you've got support under here, indicating that your success in the mental fields is really supported through your own self mastery and your own diligence and dedication. It's saying that you are going to be supported in overcoming any difficulties, especially if you take total responsibility for your health and for your work situation. You really can make big changes and big impacts this month of September. In fact, this card indicates that really you're going to get access to the secrets of how to improve your life, but they're going to come from within. So, again, this is the card of self mastery, saying that you know what to do in order to have this kind of mental or business success here by this 10 of clubs. But go within, and that's where you're going to get the secret sauce to what your success is going to be. Then we move over to the 7 of spades and the 5 of spades. And this is what's in the Uranus position here. Now, the 7 of spades can indicate in some sort of work situation that there could be unexpected illness related to work. Um, so watch yourself in terms of overworking. That's the other caution this month of September, because we do have a lot of good support for work. Also, don't overdo it to the point where your own health is at risk and then potentially making an issue with your work because you're not able to work as a result of illness. So do be mindful of that here with the 7 of spades in the Uranus position, because it is some unexpected stuff can come up here. It also indicates maybe you won't get full credit for some sort of task or project you're working on at work. Don't worry about that. Just let it slide. It's not worth your energy to get overly upset about it this time. The 7 of spades also can indicate that you're going to be face to face with some habits, behaviors, negative thought patterns, etc., that are surfacing so that you can address those and correct those issues. This card is a powerful support for spiritual matters. Again, that's what I was harkening back to, as I mentioned earlier in the reading, but the 7 of spades in this position is also super supportive of spiritual growth and expansion. And it can definitely help with success leaning into some of that spiritual stuff and going within, as this Queen of Spades already indicated to us. The Five of Spades below it indicates another important change. Fives are, again, about changes. Spades are about work and health. This is indicating that a change could be coming, as we've already seen in this reading, in your profession, in some sort of like the labor force. This could be on an individual one-on-one, to each of us, but this also could indicate a bigger change on a larger level that's happening in terms of the labor and workforce, at least in terms of the United States. This card can also indicate sale of real estate or some change in terms of your residence or living environment. Also could indicate travel. And there might be something unexpected, though, as related to travel, because again, this is in the Uranus position, which is the unexpected. It does indicate, however, not to resist the change because the change is actually overdue. And by allowing the change to occur, you are actually going to really receive a lot of benefit from that change. Lastly, we go over to the Nine of Spades and the King of Diamonds in what's called the Neptune period. Now, the Nine of Spades, again, we've got, this is our third nine here. The Nine of Spades can indicate illness or accident actually related to water, or related to alcohol or substance use, or related to travel. So just throwing out a caution this month of September to watch your intake of substances in general, be mindful of those, and be extra cautious around being in big bodies of water or oceans. Neptune in general is about the seas and rules the seas. So there's something related to that here. I'm curious if this is going to play out in any way in sort of a larger um, pattern or a larger issue related to the seas, or it just might be related on an individual level here. So there could be a little bit of a disappointment actually related to travel in some ways. However, we've got other cards in this reading that indicate that you're going to be supported in travel. So travel should be okay during this month, but there is this caution here. This card also indicates you're going to get a lot of fulfillment through helping other people, especially if you're in the humanitarian efforts of being of service to others. That's going to be really positive for you this month of September. Now, also the Nine of Spades and Neptune could indicate that there's maybe an ending of a dream that you've had for a long period of time. Whether this comes to fulfillment and it's ended, or you are having a change in the way you're thinking, which could be indicated and supported by this Five of Clubs here. It's indicating that some cherished dream is kind of coming to an end. And again, it's supporting us to let go of it, understanding that better ones are actually going to be coming our way. And or if you release one dream and realize that's not where you want to go or where you want to put your energy or efforts towards, that's opening up you to be able to dream even bigger. So do think about that, because below it, we've got the King of Diamonds. And this is a card that indicates you can achieve big money dreams by applying your business know-how. This is a very supportive card. He is the master of business showing up here. So this is indicating you're going to have some support in business, actually. So it could be either you or somebody that you know has financial gain during this month of September. And this one supports you in starting new business endeavors, and that might even relate to Neptune areas, such as business affairs that are overseas or related to the water or shipping or some sort of thing related to the water. So this king kind of combats some of the concerns about this Nine of Spades, but taken together, it's indicating of allow those cherished dreams to end, because it's allowing you to really make bigger ones and ones that might lead to even greater success for you. So all in all, we've got a big month in September. We do have some disappointments that we have going on here that could come with disappointments with other people, mostly relationships that we have. And we have this Two of Clubs up here, which is indicating there's going to need to be a lot of communication this month, and trust your intuition around that communication this month. And this Two of Clubs is actually going to be bringing up for you, are there fears that you're having around communication or around your relationships with others? Are there fears about you speaking your truth? And if you do so, are you fearful about losing connections, etc.? whatever it is, it's going to come up to the surface this month. So definitely address that. Don't sweep it under the rug. At the same time, you've got that support of the King of Hearts here in this long range position, meaning that you are going to be successful socially. You have the social charm, it's there for you. This Seven of Clubs here and the Five of Hearts and Ten of Hearts below these two nines here indicate that going spiritually, going higher, leaning into unconditional love, having compassion for other people during this month of September is going to go a long way in terms of combating how much disappointment you have as related to others who do not seem to meet your expectations and allowing those to fall away. Again, we've got a lot of nines here. Do not resist the changes because ultimately it's indicating you are really supported and that you're allowing better things to come in for you this month. Also, recommend signing up for that class or that retreat or reading that book on your shelf that you haven't gotten into yet as relates to spiritual development and self growth, because that's also super supported during this month of September. So, what a month we have ahead of us. I'm so glad to have had the opportunity to be here with you today and share the wisdom of the cards with you. And if you're interested in having your own reading, there are cards that are lined up for you every 52-day period of your entire life. It's a great idea to get your yearly reading right around the time of your birthday so you know what's coming up in the cards for you. So don't hesitate to reach out. I'll make sure the link is below in the description. And until next month, I hope you have a beautiful September. Thanks so much.